Hello and welcome to College Path, a database management tool helping you track students from middle school to high school and out to college. The strengths of College Path include managing your students' participations, interactions with your students, test scores, and being able to fund your students and track that college funding as they progress towards graduation. Our tie-in and ability to import data from the National Student Clearinghouse also helps you learn the persistence rates of your students and effectiveness of programs. To log into College Path, type in your username and password, and then click Login. After logging in, you will arrive at the College Path home screen. We will first click on the Students tab and complete a student search. We will click on Search without choosing any options to return all active results. We can select how many students we would like to display per page, and then select a student who you'd like to view or edit. I select the student by clicking on her name. Let's select Belle. Her student profile page appears with all her background information. There are tabs to track her progress across her educational career. Let's look at how to add a participation for this student. First, click on the Participation tab. We can view and manage all of Belle's participations here. We can also click to add a participation from this screen. On this Add Participation screen, we choose the options we want from the drop-down menus. All fields marked with an asterisk must be filled in. Once we have made our selections from the drop-down menus, we click in the boxes to select whether just the student attended or if the parent also attended, and then click the Add button. The newly added participation appears at the top of the screen. The College Funding tab is where you would be able to hold any applications for scholarships or grants that the student is qualified for. Here you can see any applications that have been awarded or that are in process. You can also add an application. Let's say we want to edit one of Belle's grants or scholarships. We can click the Financial Management tab for access to even more features. We can click on the Search button after choosing any filters options we want. We can choose to display more results on the page as well. Now we scroll down and find the student we are looking for. We click on her demo grant. We can see her application. It's for the 2015-16 school year. We can see her enrollment and edit any additional information. The most important part of the screen is for the payment transaction. So we can click Add Payment Transaction because we want to send Belle's check. This takes us to the Add Transaction screen. In the transaction description field, we will type that this is her fall payment. We will choose Pending Payment because we haven't sent the check yet. We will leave the check date and check number blank. At the bottom, we can add a description and fill in the requested amount. We will choose to give her $2,000. The remaining reward calculates this to display how much will be left over after this transaction. The payment cycle is fall. We will now enter the check amount of $2,000 and then click Save. Now we are on the Save Transaction screen, and this is our pending transaction. We can edit anything here until we switch it over to a final paid status. An easy way to mark a lot of transactions at once is to click on the Transactions tab. This will list everything that is in a pending payment status. These are sorted by institution. So we find Belle Beauty and enter her check number, her check date, and mark it as paid. If we click back into Financial Management and then click again on the demo grant, we now see this paid transaction of $2,000. We will now look at the Insights and Reporting tools. These tools will assist you with determining whether or not a student is on track. First, click on the Insight tab. You can completely customize your Insight options. There are many options available to choose from. You may also create custom options. Your chosen report options will display in colored wheels at the bottom of the screen. The fields to select from for your search are Institution, Branch, Academic Year, Grade, and Enrollment Status. Filling out any of these, or all of them, will render your colored graphs below, and these graphs are fully interactive. You can hover to view percentages, and the total number of students in this area of measurement display in the middle of the graph. The color coding is determined by the criteria that you set. For example, if we look at the college applications graph, the criteria that I have already set for this graph is that if a student has one application, they'll be yellow. If they have two applications, they're green. And if they've done three, they're blue. Any student who has not submitted an application is red. And you can see that there are 12 red students. If I'm an advisor, this helps me because these are probably the 12 students that I need to talk to. This graph is set to report 12th grade students only. So finding out who these 12 students are is easy. I click on the red section of the graph, and a new window appears displaying the names of the students, their contact information, along with the display of the graph. I can either print this list through exporting or interact with the list in this window. Now, let's say that I have already called these students in for a meeting, and I want to mark that participation. I can just click on that student's name in the display, which takes me to their profile, and click the Participation tab to add the appropriate participation. We hope you enjoyed this peek into College Path. Our goal is to make data usable and easily accessible for organizations. We believe we are heading down the right path, and we think you'll agree.